Ghost of Tsushima is right around the corner, and there have been some interesting developments that have been made, and Sucker Punch has put out a very, very in-depth article over on PlayStation Blog that I do want to go over. This is coming from Joanna Wang, Environment Art Lead over at Sucker Punch, and an art lead talking about Ghost of Tsushima is so very important because the art style in this game and the visual production and just the technical production is absolutely staggering, and I just want to read a little bit of the article and give you guys a little bit of my insight as well, because I think for the majority of people, this is their most anticipated PlayStation 4 title of the year. I don't know if that's a little bit hyperbole. I feel like, just anecdotally, I'm sensing more hype for a game like this than even Cyberpunk right now, maybe because Ghost of Tsushima is right around the corner, and you know, it's almost here and we've been waiting so long for it, but I feel like the anticipation is higher than The Last of Us Part 2 and a lot of the other multi-platform games that have been released earlier this year. Maybe not at the level of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I would say it's damn near close. But let's actually talk about the new information that has come out, noting Tsushima is a real place, a Japanese island located between the Japanese mainland and the Korean peninsula. We visited Tsushima multiple times during the project, a beautiful place crowded with mountains and dense forest. Green covers what seems like every inch of the island, a rolling tree line from the top of the mountains all the way down to the ocean. However, our version of Tsushima is not a one-to-one recreation of the real-life counterpart. It's a love letter to all of its part. We took essential elements of the island, mixed with some inspirations from mainland Japan, and built this unique world for Ghost. During our trips, we recorded birds and nature sounds and photo scan levels from Tsushima Islands and used them in the actual game. This was a way for us to bring a little piece of the real island of Tsushima to you. Ghost of Tsushima is by far the biggest game we have ever made. The map is divided into 3 regions filled with more than 40 diverse biomes and hundreds of points of interest. Our goal when building an open world game is always, if you can see it, you can reach it. I feel like that's a motto that a lot of games are starting to go with Ghost of Tsushima. It seems like they're actually realizing it and executing it at a high level, which is great to see, but maybe I should reserve judgments like that until after I've played the game. They also note they're doing that with as few exceptions as possible. You will journey through lush forests, cross boggy swamplands, and enter into frozen mountain landscapes. We collected so many references from movies, games, paintings, and even travel posters to draw inspiration. We wanted to present you with an authentic, believable world, a world that will call out to you, inviting you to explore a world that is rich and full of surprises. The world of Tsushima is built around 2 pillars, natural beauty and man-made order. While exploring the world, you may follow a string of torii gates to a forgotten shrine, assault a fortified castle, or find an abandoned fishing hut near the water. There are hundreds of locations in Tsushima to explore and hidden rewards to find based on the region. Different locations have their own identity. For example, the healing town of Akashima is located in lowland wetlands. Moss hangs and grows on every surface, mist lingers above the ground, and incense burns near the Great Bell. You might even hear frogs croaking around you. It is mysterious and beautiful. Now, it should be noted that they're putting this emphasis on the world and these locations that you're going to come across, but keep in mind that this game is going to really keep you to your own devices. Like, it is not going to have a mini-map where you are just going to see every key location or point of interest. It is really going to leave it up to the player, which I find so exciting. I'm excited to delve into an open world like that once again, because open world games recently, they've been really good, don't get me wrong, but one that really just drops you into this world, and yeah, we're gonna have gusts of wind showing us where to go, and maybe that's not the most realistic thing in the world, that a gust of wind automatically points to the general direction of where you need to go, but that is so minimal, and it's something that's done with the contextual nature of the game in mind, that I feel like that's going to be able to be implemented very naturally, and I don't think that's going to be a breaking experience. But the idea of me just exploring around this world naturally, I just think that's going to be so exciting, especially when you double the fact with this just looks to be a really beautifully created world, and that makes me so excited when I actually jump into it, that I am going to get kind of lost in the beauty of this world, and that to me is one of the most captivating factors of this game more than anything else. Yes, the visuals are going to be great, the gameplay is going to have a sense of realism to it, but that open world and being dropped into it and really just uncovering everything, I think is going to be one of the most exciting elements of the game. They also note nature plays an important role in the world of Tsushima. It creates a rich, vibrant color palette that drives the art style and identity of our game. When we first started, nature was just a part of the general background, and it wasn't until we started working on the grasslands and saw it as a singular element that we realized how powerful it could be. I remember the moment we were looking at the screen, a sea of white fluffy pampas flowers dancing in the wind, rolling wave patterns flowing round after round, and white particles flying in the air. It was stunning. So obviously a very, very high level of detail that is being realized in the entirety of the game. I don't want to go over everything in the article because I really do want you guys to check it out for yourself because there's so much interesting information. They also ended with, during the years it took us to build our version of Tsushima, we faced a lot of challenges. The biggest one was scope. At the time, largest games we ever made. Can you imagine if we needed to place every single blade of grass hand by hand? What if we then needed to change the type of density of grass later? We would not be able to finish, so we made procedural tools that would allow us to build a massive world unbelievably fast and would still be really flexible. If we change our minds later on, these tools allow us to be more creative and expressive in our artistic choices. Here are some of the examples of the tools in action. They go over that as well. And lastly, they note, exploring the world of Tsushima is a core part of our gameplay, and we treat environment like a living character, one that's breathing, moving, has her own personality, and is charming and plentiful. Of course, Ghost of Tsushima will be out on July 17th. Wow, that was a lot to go over, and I kind of just skimmed over it. I didn't even go over everything, so check it out. A lot of images there as well that are rather breathtaking to look at, if I'm being perfectly honest. Maybe I'm coming across really biased because I've been hyping up this game for quite a while, and I think this is really going to be Sucker Punch's coming out party, and I know that a lot of people already herald Sucker Punch at an elite level like I do, but Sucker Punch is not that well of a studio, well-known of a studio, I should say, at the level of a Naughty Dog and Guerrilla Games. Guerrilla Games and Naughty Dog are synonymous with PlayStation. Sucker Punch, I really don't think they're at that level. But Ghost of Tsushima, if this game ends up delivering, because I think they will absolutely be at that level. Because what you have to look at with Ghost of Tsushima is, I don't think the majority of people are hyped about this game because it's a Sucker Punch game. And maybe that's wrong on them to think like that, because hey, a Sucker Punch game, you should definitely be excited on the basis that it's a Sucker Punch game. I think they are captivated by the idea and the world of Ghost of Tsushima and how interesting of a game it is. But hey, if Ghost of Tsushima comes out and it turns out to be a slam dunk home run and it's an excellent game, you're damn right people are going to start looking at Sucker Punch as one of those elite studios. Right now, I think they're just shy of that. I think Infamous was a great series. I think, you know, their work on Sly Cooper was great, but Ghost of Tsushima, just the anticipation leading up to the release of this game, and it having that spotlight of being that big game in the summer, and really the swan song for the PlayStation 4 in terms of high-end exclusive offerings. I'm sure there will be other PS4 games, but high-end exclusive offerings, I really do look at Ghost of Tsushima as one of those main titles that people are going to talk about when they assess the PS4's library, much like how the PlayStation 3, what was that platform's swan song? It was The Last of Us Part 1, and that, of course, is an incredibly iconic title and a game that everybody still talks about to this day. Maybe Last of Us as a whole isn't everyone's favorite, but Last of Us 1 was unanimously praised, and if Ghost of Tsushima can deliver on that front, man, I really do believe it's going to take Sucker Punch to the next level in terms of visibility and how they're perceived by not only the audience that's very, you know, enamored with the PlayStation brand, but also to the casual consumer, the more casual consumer. Most casual consumers aren't looking at what studios games are being made by, but you know, everybody knows Naughty Dog. Everybody knows maybe a 343, a Bungie. Sucker Punch, I really true believe would be added to that tier list in terms of just well-known studios worldwide. But that's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching the video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Hope this information was enticing to you guys, because it damn sure is for me. But that's going to round out this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.